Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Females Thriving Over 30 podcast. What's one thing that if you are over 30, you know that Gen Z will never understand? Those are some of the things that we are going to be speaking about today on the podcast. But, as usual, before we start with our topic of the day, Jasmine, how are you? How has your week been?
I'm good, thank you. What have I been doing this week? Um,
Shredding.
box yeah, I've been shredding documents, boxing up pieces of my house. I've mentioned before that we're in the process of moving. Nothing is yet to be finalised. However, I'm trying my best to just get the house in the best shape
Yeah.
possible so that I'm ready
Yeah.
when we finally get some sort of moving date or some sort of confirmation. So,
Yeah, being
um,
ahead.
yeah, so been shredding. I've been
Uh-huh.
working, shredding, trying to keep my life together, also preparing for future me. But that's it really. It was reading week last week for the students, which meant no teaching last
Nice.
week,
Wait,
which has
wait,
been
wait, wait,
nice.
wait,
I
wait,
feel
wait,
like it's
wait,
always
wait.
needed.
What's that? Reading week. There is no
So did you have
teaching.
it at university?
No.
So it's all well, at the moment they call it Independent Study Week, but it's basically the same thing. We used to call it Reading
Mhm.
Week. It's basically just a week off from university, but
Oh.
it's we call it Reading Week because it's not a holiday. It's not a
Yeah.
uni holiday. It's a week off teaching to read or
Yeah.
write assessments,
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of stuff. So I was still working last week, but I
Yeah.
wasn't
Like
physically
giving lectures.
teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's always like I always feel like that's needed every so often in the
Mm-hmm.
semester, just to, like, having that week of like getting refreshed to go
Mm-hmm.
again.
Yeah.
And we're like halfway through now, semester B, um, with the last semester of this academic year, but already halfway through. And honestly, since I've been in this job, time like since having a child and then since being in this job, time is just so obvious to me because it's such a like the uni is like a cycle, isn't it? Like these
Yeah.
new starters or they come back for their new year in September. And then because the university year is so short, the years feel like they've gone like
Mm.
so quickly. So
Yeah.
yeah. How have you been? How are you
I
feeling?
mean, as I was telling you today, not great.
Yeah.
I've had kind of like a week of hell because you remember that I told you like a couple of episodes ago that because I was in continuous birth control, I suddenly started bleeding
Mhm.
out of the blue, right?
Yeah.
So because I had been like, then I started like going through my phone and I was like, I've been bleeding intermittently for like 2 weeks. This is odd.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, let me double check, if like in the leaflets that they like, the massive leaflets that they give you,
Mhm.
like if this happens, what should you do? And it's just like you should just like rest for 4 days. So I removed my ring for 4 days and
Yeah.
I got kind of like a semi period, but then suddenly I bloated so much to the point that it hurts walking.
Oh.
Kind of like I don't know, it really felt like the way that it felt after my surgery, my endometriosis
Mhm.
surgery, when you've been added like a lot of gas into your belly to
Mhm.
blow it up. You have like gas everywhere. Like it literally
Mhm.
hurts from like under my boobs all the way down, like an all
Oh,
around. Kind of like my
yeah.
whole
Mhm.
midsection is in pain. And if I do this, I'm like, and it hurts and it's
Oh.
uncomfortable. It's terrible. And I'm just kind of like feeling I need to go get checked up. So I think I'm gonna go
Mhm.
tomorrow. I'm just gonna ask the GP
Mhm.
to be seen. But
Yeah.
I am concerned because I want them to be able to do an ultrasound, like an
Mhm.
internal ultrasound to check. And I don't think they're going to do it because when I had my miscarriage and I asked them to please do an ultrasound, they didn't want to do one twice. The two times that I asked, they said no. And I was like, well, if during a miscarriage they won't do an ultrasound to check stuff, will they
Mhm.
check just because I know that there is something that is not right there?
Mhm. So why wouldn't they do it before? Just because they just said you didn't what did they just claim you didn't need it or they didn't have
Yeah, they
the
said like
resources or what?
until 12 weeks, we cannot really see anything, so it's
It's
pointless.
pointless. Oh,
But I was like, well, at least
yeah.
you can see if there is something
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, did it like, while we're on this topic,
Mhm.
what advice is given? Like, are you obviously your GP and everything know that you have endometriosis.
Mhm.
Do they provide additional like support and guidance for what to do if
No.
you have symptoms? You know, like certain symptoms, like
Yeah.
are things like that provided, like information leaflets to let you know after you've been
No.
diagnosed with what you need to do if you get certain symptoms or anything?
No, I just feel like the GPs nowadays is kind of like we want everything done online.
Mhm.
Don't come or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yeah.
like quickly, fast or whatever. Like even when I had my miscarriage, I thought they were just gonna give me some. Like a friend of mine that lives in Portsmouth, she told me after like, oh, so have they also given you like all of these resources and leaflets and stuff? And I was like,
Mhm.
no. So I don't know if it depends on the area or where you live, how they manage certain things, but I really feel like there is nothing, zero support
Mhm.
here. So I'm just texting
Yeah.
my sister all the time, but obviously
Yeah.
it's kind of like different there. So I'm just gonna go
Mhm.
and see if they can, like, what they tell me tomorrow. If I
Mhm.
could get a scan somehow, just to see,
Yeah.
because it was so weird. So I feel like maybe there is something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, and if not, I think I might have to pay for a private ultrasound,
Yeah.
which
Which you
sucks.
shouldn't have to do, if you need these
Yeah.
things, like, you should be able to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, like, it's frustrating that we have to take matters into our own hands to be able to actually
Yeah.
kind of figure out these things as well.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like it's not been great because I have been really
Yeah,
like even like in meetings and at work, I've been really uncomfortable. I didn't know how
yeah,
to sit and how to do like, and it just
yeah,
gets really
yeah,
exhausting. And I think also like because I've removed the ring, the hormones and everything just messed up. I had like a really horrible headaches. So
yeah,
it's been kind of like a there week,
yeah,
after not having had my period for
yeah.
like 3 months. I just feel like I was like a like a lettuce like this. Whoa.
The thing is, it does affect everything, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
any form of like discomfort in any way, whatever the condition might be, you can't use your brain properly. Let alone if
Mhm.
you're when there's something going on in your body that's feeling like painful, uncomfortable. It affects everything that you can
Mm,
do. Like just even sitting in a meeting,
yeah,
trying to concentrate and on what's going on and think about your contribution whilst you are dealing with all
yeah.
of that is a
You're
lot.
like, ah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
You're too busy
because
worrying about,
it
like, "Oh, what if it hurts what if I get a really bad cramp or whatever, or, like,
yeah,
faint while I'm on the meeting?"
it
Oh,
is,
no.
it sucks being a
Yeah.
woman sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah.
You just
Well, I
wish.
hope that you get answers, and I hope that they provide you with
I
some
hope so too.
investigation, proper investigation
I
into
hope
it.
so too, because
Yeah.
you know that I asked, like I told you, like if I forget to talk about this
Oh,
in the
yes.
podcast,
Yeah, yeah,
remind
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Like I started with like, okay, I'm just doing now my Pilates at home. I'm doing my walks, and
Mhm.
because now I'm in so much pain, I was like, no chance I can just do any workout because I
Yeah.
can barely
Mhm.
bend. I can barely sit down. Like sitting down is like
Yeah.
when I'm the
Mhm.
worst.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm just gonna do my walks and stuff, and then so the rest of the day I spend it like obviously in my chair working or
Yeah,
laying
yeah.
down in bed. And yesterday I was just laying down in bed, and it was like about 6:30 p.m. And suddenly I hear like a boom in my front door, and then kids outside and running away. So I thought they were just playing football or something, and the ball
Yeah.
had like,
Mhm.
it wasn't on my door. And today Oliver goes like, "Who tried to kick the door down?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, yeah, like who tried to kick the door? And I'm like, "Oh no, there was just some kids yesterday." Obviously, because I was laying down and I
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
not
Mm.
able to move at all. Or like
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
move, I'm like super slow. So they would have been going. I didn't really see what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
I imagined. I
Mm.
was like, "What are you talking about?" And then he showed me, and actually there is a footprint in my door. And it's not like down at the bottom. It's kind of like over the mailbox thing.
So
So I
they're
was
playing
that's
like
what
knock a door run kind of thing, but by
yes,
kicking people's door?
exactly. So
What?
we used to do this with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bell.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. We
Yeah, yeah.
were not going around kicking people's doors,
No,
you know?
no,
So that's why I
no.
said like we are raising and a very uncivilized society right now. And
Yeah.
I'm worried.
Yeah. You
I'm
know what?
worried.
I think one of the things though is like, TikTok videos and
Mm-hmm.
reels and stuff where people I don't know, it gives people this sense of like being able to do whatever they
What they want.
want
Yeah.
because you get these people that approach people in the street and I'm trying to
Oh,
think of examples. They approach people in the street and they'll say something, or when they like go in shops and then they'll do stuff to normal people in the shops and film it and think it's hilarious,
yeah.
but you're
Yeah.
actually like you're basically harassing somebody by doing that. Like I think the lines have blurred so much around like your needs and respecting other people's boundaries and
Yeah.
needs and that they
Yeah.
might not want to be involved in.
Yeah.
Because we would have done like I can't remember ever playing it on houses I didn't know when I was little, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like you did it on, like, your friend's house or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know. My
Yeah.
memory of childhood is not good, so I might be wrong. Um, but also, it was like I don't know, I do think we had a level of respect for majority. I mean, not every I'm sure young people have always not had like, there's always been some young
Yeah.
people who don't
Yeah.
have respect for others, but I
Yeah.
think for the most part and I think the problem is now they're so, it's kind of normalized, isn't it, through content. Just going out and doing whatever you want for content and to make people laugh and stuff is so normalized.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is worrying.
But
Yeah.
to be honest, I really thought it was a football or something.
Yeah, yeah.
To be
Well,
honest,
you would, wouldn't you? You wouldn't
it
think somebody's
sounded
just kicked my door.
to be honest, it sounded like really bad. Like a
Yeah.
like literally the door was going to be turned on. I was like, wow, they literally went at it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But I thought
Yeah.
they were like maybe like playing to kick each other with the ball or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
then literally it was like, what the hell? That is literally a footprint. And
Yeah.
it's so high up. So it looks like they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
running and jump and
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
it or something.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Very strange.
honestly. Wow. Anyway, so as I said, we were going to talk about today about things that we as 30 something, if we like, if we write it down or like what are things that Gen Z right now, Gen Z, the Gen
Mhm.
Z wouldn't understand right now. And this is all coming from a Reddit post that I created. I created my Reddit account when did I create? When I started IVF, just to be able to read more stories about women going through IVF and all of that. Then I used it a lot through my British citizenship application. That was really useful.
Mhm.
Then I stopped using it, and I was thinking like, well, actually, there is so many different threads in there, many groups that could be very useful for us when we are talking about a certain topic, and even maybe be able to find guests that want people that want to talk about certain topics on the podcast. And I was like, awesome. There is like a us women over 30. There is like this millennials one and stuff. And I was like, awesome. I'm just gonna be starting posting things for episode that we have a coming and see if we can start getting more guests for season 7. So I posted something and then it was like, your post has been removed. And I was like, what do you mean? You need to meet certain karma points. And I was like, what the hell is a karma point? Like, what are you talking about? It's like, read the rules of the place. And he's just gonna read the rules. And it's like, you need to have 150 karma points in order to be able to comment or post. And I was like, okay, how do I get these freaking karma points? So you get karma points by posting and commenting, so interacting within the Reddit community. But I'm like, how do I get karma points if I cannot post or comment in any thread? How do I even get to get those points? That's just literally no way. How do I do that? Where
It's
do I
like a whole
go?
new world. When you messaged me about this, I'm like, "This is just a whole new world." But you did it.
But the thing
Tell
is,
us how you did it. Tell us your secret.
I try like in many different places because I mean, I was like, I'm not going to comment on random posts because
Mhm.
it just makes no sense. I'm just going to go through Reddit and just like go and comment on whatever, which I get it because I think what they want to promote is people interacting with the
Mhm.
posts,
Yeah.
right? So I went into an adulting thread and I first added, what is something from your 30s that you will have liked to know before turning 30? And we will go through that another day. And that one got me like 12 karma points. And I was like, man, we're just going to be here forever. Like, we're never going to be able to go into Reddit because if for every post that I do, I only get 12 karma points, we're fucked. Literally, that's just not gonna, it's just not gonna work. So I even posted on a cats being adorable thread and posted a photo of Moflete, thinking maybe that will get me more karma points.
How many
Nothing.
was that? Like 60?
Nothing.
Come
No, we literally
Oh,
got from 12 to 20. Not much. It was
oh.
not that many interactions. So it was not a very cute photo, clearly. So then I was like, oh, what do I like? What can I post? Like, what can give me enough interactions that is just gonna get people to get my karma points up? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, let's think millennials, right? We're very nostalgic. We like this type of thing. So then I created a post that said, if you are over 30, write one thing that Gen Z won't understand. And that from one day to the next got me from 20 karma points to, let me double check, 262 karma points. And I was like, what? This is crazy. So we have 2,895 comments on that thread, and we're
Oh
going to
my
be reading them today and commenting.
God. You are like popping off on Reddit. I feel like whenever, if you go missing, we know where you are. You are on your computer chatting on Reddit.
I
I
read
feel
it.
like you're going to become like this huge Reddit poster.
And it has 530 shares.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I thought because our guest again tonight let us down, we had to do an episode about something. And, we love all of our millennial
Mhm.
topics and episodes. So let's start with the first comment that we have that had like
Mhm.
998 people liking it. And
What?
it says, texting with one thumb faster than on a smartphone.
Texting with one thumb?
Thumb
Yeah.
faster than texting now with a smartphone. So
Oh, yeah, yeah,
people are saying, like, I used to be able to text with my phone completely hidden. I cannot do
yeah.
that now with these phones
Oh, yeah,
nowadays.
with when you could actually feel the buttons. Yeah,
And you
because
could just go
you
like,
could feel where they were, and then you knew how many presses to get each letter. Yeah.
you could just like text with nobody
Yeah, yeah.
seeing what you were doing. You were
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes the older stuff's better, you know? They go too fancy with all these features sometimes, like, I often think I just wish I had a little burner phone. Don't know what
yeah.
I'd be doing with it. I don't really have anybody to message on my burner phone, but
Mm-hmm. Okay, another thing that they said. Let's see if you get this. Call me after 9 p.m. It's free.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, you just forget these things. How do people remember? People
Because
obviously
we're
haven't
very
got the same
nostalgic.
ailments as me. People have got the same ailments.
Uh, let me see another one. Get off the computer. That needs to use the phone.
Oh, yeah, we always talk about this. Yeah, I used to hate that. If someone had to make a phone call, it's such an inconvenient time when I was in the middle of a conversation with somebody on MSN.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Let me see. Oh my God. This one is from when we were like tiny, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. But like, when a TV channel ends broadcasting at a certain time and then goes to static until the morning.
Yeah.
It's like nothing until the morning broadcast.
Although then after that, they did do like a standby. There was like a standby
Yeah, like
like there's a standby slideshow, isn't there,
yeah,
on some
yes,
channels? Or there used to be. I don't know when that
yeah.
ended, if
Like,
that or if
but
that
when you
still
go to a
happens.
hotel now and you just have that
Yeah,
hotel background.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember that when you used to put like a channel on in the morning, ready to watch something, and it would just be like, "Oh, it's not on yet," but there'd be like nothing there. You were just waiting for it to start.
Netflix came in the mail. We've mentioned that
Oh yeah.
before.
Oh yeah. I still like to this day, I
Mhm.
still think renting movies was better.
Yeah.
Just the, like,
Yeah,
love
yeah.
and time the time that went into, like, looking and and then it's commitment. Everyone's got commitment issues now, you know, everyone like, you can just change your mind too easily, like,
Too
you have to
easily.
commit to what you like, just pick something, commit and watch it.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of shows and movies I have watched because I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
"Eh,
Yeah, yeah,
no, just change it." When before,
yeah,
yeah, you had the movie that's the movie that everyone in the family was watching because there was only one TV usually in the house, and we were all watching it because there was
yeah,
no phones to distract us,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
People
Mhm.
wouldn't like back then. People wouldn't go and just pick up a book and start reading it halfway through the
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
because they were not interested. No,
No,
if the
no,
movie
no.
was crap, you were watching it until the end.
Yeah, yeah. But then also I feel like there's like a this is the whole thing about like now we struggle to slow down because
Mm,
we like I think sometimes being forced to slow down is a good thing. You know, like if
yeah,
you watched a movie then and then it was a bit boring, you were a bit
yeah,
bored.
yeah,
That was okay. You were just bored. Like now,
yeah,
being bored, people think it's like, oh my god,
yeah.
can't be
We can
bored
just
for
like,
even 5 seconds.
okay, let's see what else do we have here. Oh, actually, okay, let's see. I mean, this one is a very specific example, but the beginning, I think it would be
Mhm.
it's like you have a collect call from
Oh,
the
I
mail.
feel like this is like prison. I never had this. I don't think.
Oh, you've never called in Spain, it was called cobro revertido. So it was like this super long number that you needed to call, you to like
Right.
dial in
Mm.
a
Yeah.
phone booth,
Oh, right.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you didn't have any money, right? So you didn't
Oh,
have any coins to in the phone booth or whatever. There was like this really long number that you have to
right.
dial.
Mhm.
Then it tells you dial the phone number that you want to call. And then it
Mhm.
was like, okay, now say your name. And then I will say Soraya. So imagine that I was calling my mom. So my mom will get
Mhm.
a phone, say like, you have
Collect
collect
call.
call from, and
Yeah.
then you will pay. So that is, yeah, like in the prison, right? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
your parents or whoever will be paying for that phone call.
Oh. Oh, I never had that.
No?
I don't know
Oh,
about that.
I did. Like
No.
I used to use it because obviously we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the summer, if I was going to a summer camp or whatever, and I was there for four
Mhm.
weeks,
Yeah.
like once a week, I would call my parents, and we were all like going through the forest to the town, la la la
Mhm.
la la, and we just all queuing, and everybody was using the same method, right? Because we were not bringing coins to call, and the coins
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
really last that long, right? So if you want to have a
Yeah.
longer conversation, like a pound wouldn't last you enough. So
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
all using that phone number. They usually came in like cards
Mhm.
with and each card will have a specific number and you had
Oh,
to
yeah.
just like dial it and all of that. It was yeah.
Wow. Isn't it crazy? We've talked about this before with like childhood then versus now. But isn't it crazy that now you would never, don't feel like you'd have your child go away for like a summer and then not speak to them for a whole week at a time
No,
before you
I
next
know.
spoke to them. Scary.
But we used to do that, you
Yeah,
know.
it was just
Sometimes,
normal, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like you didn't know. Like I said, and I've mentioned that. I think I mentioned that in the very first
Yeah.
ever episode that we did together. Like I
Mhm.
went to the States. And my
Yeah.
parents didn't know if I had arrived or where I was for
Yeah.
like 24 hours because I left
Yeah.
until I arrived and then I managed to use that, call thing.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't know that if I was alive or not. And that was a
Yeah.
normal thing, right?
Yeah.
But
I
nowadays,
don't
I
know.
don't
Well,
think I will be able to do this because I will be too, like, I've watched too many true crime documentaries.
oh, yeah. Yeah. I base oh, so basically, my mum and dad have just been on holiday, right? And I'd got in my head before they even left. I thought they were leaving on Saturday, last
Mhm.
Saturday, like a week ago on Saturday. So I'd thought they were leaving then, and I kept saying like, "Oh, you know when." And then my mum told me before they went, "No, we're not flying Saturday. We're flying on Monday." I obviously forgot about this, and then I'd messaged my mum on Friday, and I hadn't heard anything back. And
Mhm.
then on Sunday, by Sunday afternoon, I was getting really worried because I was like, "They should be home now," because I knew they were going for a week, and I thought they'd
Mhm.
flown last Saturday. So I was like, "So that
Yeah.
means they flew back yesterday. Today's Mother's Day. I've messaged mum this morning, and I've not heard anything." And then I haven't heard anything from my message on Friday. So I was like, "Oh my god, like, I haven't heard something's happened to my mum or my dad, and they don't wanna say anything because 'cause they're away and they don't wanna worry us
Mhm.
or whatever, or something's happened and they've not got on the flight." I'm, like, checking what flights came in from there and stuff, trying to ring them both, and then my mum messaged and said, "Are you okay? We've just seen you've tried to, message. We don't have very good internet here." And I said, "Oh, I thought you were coming home." She said, "No, we're coming home on Monday." So, but then the funny thing is that it was on WhatsApp messages
Yeah.
on the internet at the hotel, I think, and my mum said, "I haven't been messaging because your dad's worried that it's charging me."
Ah,
This shows how times change. Like
yeah,
when you used
yeah.
to go abroad, you wouldn't be able to, like, if you phoned back to the UK, it would cost so much.
So
You'd like
much.
ring on the hotel phone, and it would cost you so much money to be able to ring back to the UK from anywhere,
Mhm.
even just in Europe. So I
Yeah.
think like it's an adjustment for them. But my mum,
Yeah.
I messaged my mum and I was like, "Mum, if you're on the internet and you message him on WhatsApp, that is free. You're fine."
Yeah. I mean, my parents got a really big bill when I
Yeah.
was in New York
Mm.
with my phone
Oh, I
when
can
I was like
imagine. Yeah.
17
Yeah.
because I didn't think about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
But
yeah,
yeah, so there we go. That's my
back in the
anxiety.
day. Yeah.
Literally, like, within like an hour of realizing I hadn't heard from them or anything, I'd come up with lots of
Mhm.
rough things that had happened to them before I heard back from them.
You have just seen a comment that says like, "Burning CDs doesn't damage them."
Oh, I used to love burning CDs. Yeah, if you said that now, they just wouldn't. Yeah, I burnt a
Like,
CD, they'd be
"What?"
like, "Huh?" Yeah, yeah,
I have still so many CDs here
yeah.
with, like, movies that we, as we said, always downloaded illegally. All of those movies, like, I have it in there.
Yeah,
And my
yeah,
friend Sonia used to download, created CDs with, like, lots of
yeah.
movies or songs. We create, like, our and talking about songs, mixtapes.
Yeah, I used to make them on CDs, yeah, and burn them.
Yeah, and proper mixtapes. I remember just going like,
Yeah.
"Stop, record both together at the same time," and recording from the radio.
Yeah, yeah. I remember they didn't always used to play, did they? I feel like CDs that you'd burn or videos that like DVDs that you'd burn wouldn't play on certain types of players
Mhm,
and stuff. You'd have to have like a certain player, DVD player or whatever for it to actually play a lot of them most of
mhm.
the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was such a weird time in comparison.
She
Everything, you just had to put in a bit more work for
Yeah,
everything, like, young people now will never understand the hard work that it took just for simple things in life. I think that was kind of the beauty in it. You just, like,
yeah,
you had to put real energy and effort into things you liked.
yeah. I think we need to do an episode about AI one day, like a proper one, and
Mm.
because, like,
Yeah,
you say, like, now they don't put that much effort in, and that is just
yeah,
with the phones and other things,
yeah.
right? But
Mhm,
if we then go with AI on top, that's
mhm.
even crazier. So we need to do an episode
Yeah,
about that. And I have
yeah,
just
yeah.
found another comment regarding the collect call again. And
Oh,
now I
yeah.
understand exactly why this was used. I don't know if this is in the UK or in the US, I don't know, but I guess this is what they were doing, right? So it's like, this is a collect call from Mom, pick me up from Louis's house now. hung up. So it was kind of like
Oh,
leaving a message to your
so they
mom.
don't have to pay. Yeah,
Exactly, yeah. And I was like, "That's so clever."
that is clever. Yeah, good hack there.
Really good hack.
That would be a really good tip if we could still do that. Now we can do it on WhatsApp for free.
Yeah,
I'll let my mum know.
yeah. Oh, this one is good. And, I guess I guess you have had this as well because I don't think, like, these type of applications were done online before, but before the internet, applying for a job often meant visiting the actual building and filling either a paper job application or handing in a physical resume.
Mhm. Yeah,
And I
I
remember
handed in
going there with, like,
so many CVs. I
yes,
was like, first job, I went around town in every shop,
and just send this CV to
everywhere,
everyone.
handing out CVs. Yeah. This is another thing as well because I think, like, for young people now, it's so much scarier to go to a job interview and stuff because a
Yeah.
lot of the stuff done before that have been done on a laptop or a phone with no
Yes.
human interaction. Whereas the scariest bit for us back then was going into the place to give in your CV in the first place, because once you've done that, because you'd go in and you'd just be like, "Hi,
Hi,
is the manager here?" And then you'd go to the manager and be like, "I'm looking for a job." And they'd give them your
this is
CV.
my CV. If you have anything, please let me know.
Yeah. So then
My
you'd, like,
phone is in
met
there.
them. You'd met them before you had done
Yeah,
like, before you'd go for your interview and stuff. So it was almost
yeah,
like the worst part. You'd got over that, the most awkward bit
yeah,
before they ever called you for an interview or whatever.
yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh, I've never heard of this, but chickenpox parties.
Oh, yeah. I think that's probably still a thing, to be honest. It's
What is
basically
it?
just when your child gets chickenpox, then all the other mums and bring their children that haven't yet had chickenpox to
Ah,
be
to get
near
it.
them so that they get the chickenpox young. I mean, it's
Mhm.
probably things, I guess, the things like that. Parenting's just different now, isn't it? So I feel like
Yeah.
parents were less worried about a lot of things back then, so it was
Mhm.
probably more common. But still now, like, my child got chickenpox on holiday, worst
Mhm.
timing ever when we were in Spain.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would have much preferred to have gone to a chickenpox party prior to
Yeah.
that happening.
And people are saying now, hanging up the phone, like properly hanging up the
Oh, yeah,
phone. Like, we
yeah.
cannot do
Oh,
that
putting it
now.
on
We
the
cannot go
thing.
like, "I'm so
Yeah.
mad." Bear.
I just has to hard
And then throw
a
the
hard
phone to the
a
bed
hard
so it
finger
doesn't break.
thud onto the hop.
No, now it's just like that. It's just like, well, it's like a in the bed, so make sure that it doesn't smash. Something.
Sometimes to be annoying when
You
when me
cannot
and
be
my husband are
angry.
talking. To be annoying sometimes when me and my husband are talking, I just hang up the phone halfway through his sentence, so he
Ugh.
doesn't know I've gone, and then because obviously it doesn't, like, you used to hear
Yeah.
because it'd go ding
Mhm. Yeah.
and someone's put their phone down,
Yeah.
whereas obviously you don't know, like, on an iPhone or whatever, so I sometimes just hang up on my husband halfway through a sentence, so he keeps talking and takes a while
Yeah.
to realise that I've left.
Um,
So mature, so mature.
let's see. What else? Let me see if there is anything. There's so many things here that I have no idea. Oh, this is a US thing. Like $199 for the first minute, $0.99 per minute after that. So yeah, it's
Just
true
for
because
phone
like
calls.
nowadays, right?
Mhm.
Now that you have a plan, usually
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
either 3 minutes or
Yeah.
whatever it
Yeah.
is. But yeah, before that, you had that as we said before, right? Like call after 9 because it's free, right?
Yeah, yeah, you put
Any call after 9
credit.
was free.
Yeah.
But before it was like, yeah, you had a specific cost for the first few minutes and then a different cost, like it was a little bit cheaper
Yeah,
for
yeah.
later.
I remember running out of credit and having to be like, "Mom, I need to be able to message this person, like, please can I have some more money to go get some more credit?" You'd have to
Yeah.
go to the shop and buy
Yeah.
credit. I remember a boy that I was talking to at the time was upset that I couldn't message him, and he turned up at my house with credit. He bought credit for his pod.
I love that. I mean, at least he invested in it.
I'm great to talk to, clearly.
Yeah,
I'm great
clearly.
to
I
talk
mean, that's
to,
why you
yeah.
have a podcast.
Mm.
I mean, obviously, yes, like missing episodes or movies when they were on broadcast and not being able to see them again
Oh,
for a while or ever because
yeah.
streaming didn't exist.
Yeah, to be fair, that was the one it used to be stressful when you were running late to get home from somewhere and your program started at a certain time. Like, that is the beauty of TV now.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
can watch it anytime, but
But do you know what? Like one of the things that I've recently discovered, we have now One Tree Hill in Netflix, all of the seasons, right? And
Mhm,
I was like, oh, so amazing. And I was like, oh, that's great, because like more people are watching this. This is a great show.
mhm,
They're gonna still getting paid for this because it's not anymore
mhm,
on TV. And then they came out, there was an interview with Sophia Bush, and she was saying that she doesn't get that much money from streaming because when
mhm.
they signed their contracts at the very beginning, streaming didn't exist. So
Oh,
obviously,
yeah.
all contracts for all movies and TV shows before streaming was a thing
Mhm.
didn't take into account the streaming services. So obviously,
Yeah,
all the residuals that they get from the plays
yeah.
of their movies and stuff is not it's sometimes even zero because there is that
Mm.
loophole of like, oh, no, it's streaming, it's not part of what you signed.
That's so bad. That would be so annoying.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Feel bad.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a film star because 'cause
I
that'd be
hope
annoying.
that they have seen this and now they're trying to change it somehow.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
oh, can you pass me that floppy disk so we can save our progress?
Oh my god, the world was just so clunky, wasn't it? That giant, bloody, big square thing.
And then you had to write things in the
Oh, yeah.
sticker to know what it was. I literally do remember doing my IT class exam, right? And you had
Uh-huh.
to do certain things in Word, certain things in Paint or whatever, and you had to save it in the floppy disk and you had to put your name in it and the class that you were in. And then that was what you handed to the teacher. And then the teacher
Yeah.
had to go like for each of the
Oh,
kids, just putting it
yeah.
into the computer and, like
Yeah.
mark every single one of them, remove, put the next
Oh,
one,
yeah.
remove, put the next one.
I often think, like, I'm glad that I'm a lecturer in this day and age
Yeah.
because even just, like, when I'm writing lectures and stuff, I think, like, they'd have had to physically go to the library, get textbooks in the subject that they're lecturing on when they're
Mm.
writing their lecture, and read the book to find everything that they're gonna teach in
Mhm.
the lecture. Like, there was no, like, being able to search keywords to find key pieces of text that they could use, or, like, they literally had to read from front
Yeah.
to back or what.
And what about slideshows to create like slides
Yeah. Yeah,
to
yeah.
show
Yeah.
on this screen,
Yeah.
the wall, because we had to project it for the
Yeah.
projector in the wall.
Mhm. Yeah. And
That
then
took
all the
ink.
marking, like you say, like, just individually doing you can't not all just like a digital submission that you can just click one open after another. You'd have to literally physically change over
Yeah.
things and
Making
yeah,
sure that you didn't
so
lose
much work.
any.
Mm.
That your dog didn't need any.
Yeah. Yeah, like, unfortunately, now your dog really can't eat your homework unless you're
Yeah.
gonna say your dog ate your
Yeah.
phone or your laptop.
No.
I mean, we did have the advantage of that.
Yeah.
We could had many more excuses to
Yes.
use if we
Yeah.
needed them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, Music skipping because of a bumpy road.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
When you had a CD on
yeah.
and you're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
okay, in it."
Or even just, like, yeah, the, like, tinny sound of me. I remember when you could first plug your like, your iPod or whatever into
Mhm.
your car,
Oh,
when
yeah.
you the very first wires where you could plug in your iPhone or whatever to
Mhm.
play through
Yeah.
was so, like, tinny and, like, not like, really bad
Oh, yeah,
connection,
bad
like, a really
connection.
bad sound quality and stuff,
Yeah.
but we thought it was great because we could instead of the
Just
radio or CDs, we could play from an iPod and have loads of choice and stuff.
sorry, I'm still looking at, something
That's
else.
okay.
Using a paper TV guide to know what was on TV. I
Oh, yeah.
remember loving reading the TV. Like,
Yeah.
that's such an absurd
Yeah.
thing. But I remember, like, my mom was buying these magazines every week, and I remember just going to see, like, "Oh, what's on Monday? What's on
Yeah, yeah,
Tuesday?"
what am I gonna wear? Yeah. It's so this we were talking about this the other day actually because at home we tend to like whenever Mina's awake, we put on things for her specifically, usually.
Mhm,
So we'll put on
mhm,
her shows or we'll put on a Disney movie or something. Like
mhm.
even when we do family film night, we'll put on like more of the Mina film and we'll
Yeah,
watch it. And then one day it was just like when we were young, we'd watch whatever was on, like, Saturday night TV, like, it'd be, like,
yeah,
family, like, more like, family quiz shows or,
yes.
you know, s
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
or, like, we'd watch from young, I'd watch, like, Coronation Street and EastEnders and stuff because that was, like,
Yeah,
you watched what your parents watched.
yeah,
So I started putting on things like, they did that Star Search thing on Netflix. Have you seen that come up where they had, like, singers, magicians, and they were
oh,
all
no. That didn't
competing.
come
It
into
was
my recommended list.
Oh, well, it's kinda like your old X Factor and Britain's
Mhm,
Got Talent type stuff, which is what we used to watch a lot as a family, and I put that on. It did have a bit of bad language in, so
yeah,
which she didn't pay any attention to
yeah,
it, but just to warn people if you're gonna put it on for your 4-year-old, um, but not much. But that was like I would put that on. She didn't really sit and watch it, but if we were, like, playing games or doing a puzzle, I'd put it on in the background, and then it's something that
mhm,
I was slightly interested in as well, and we would
yeah,
watch each act would watch The Magician together and stuff like that. And yeah,
yeah.
it just made me think like there's nothing wrong with watching something that's more for you and then being able to see it and stuff because that is just what we did, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there was
Like
not that much kids content, it was only certain
no.
hours, right? So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the mornings and probably just the weekend mornings that
Yeah,
you will have a
yeah.
lot of cartoons and stuff, maybe
Yeah.
before lunchtime or so,
Yeah.
and then maybe, like, after the news or I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
There were not that much like, you didn't have a channel just with
No, we just
content.
watched the adult stuff, didn't
Yeah,
we? Like,
yeah.
yeah. They had like the watershed. So they didn't put stuff on with certain types of content until after
Mhm.
9 or whatever, like the
Oh, yeah,
watershed
yeah, yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
So everything before kids' bedtime was supposed to be
Yeah,
fairly
no swear
okay.
words or anything like
Although
that. Yeah.
although I've noticed, like, a lot of older we've watched quite a lot of older kid films recently, like
Mhm.
older family films, and they definitely are more adult leaning. Like, I
Mm.
think nowadays, kids' films and ratings are much more strict, like,
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
family films are really kid
yeah.
orientated, whereas, like, when we family films when we were younger, like, did you ever watch, like, Flubber and all
Yes.
of those? Yeah, like,
Love
all of
Lover.
those, they were, like, proper family films where the
Yeah,
adults are entertained as
yeah.
well. Mina watched E.T. a few weeks ago, and she loved
Okay.
it.
Yeah. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I love kids' films now too, so I'll be
Yeah,
happy to
yeah.
just go watch whatever,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
kids
I'm
movie,
fine with them as well, but after a while, you do get sick of the same ones.
Yes. Um, Let me see. Oh, yeah. People stopping by to your house without notice.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't have lived in those times.
Me neither.
My house would never have been ready for the
No,
guests.
mine neither. Or to be honest, in those times I would be like, I mean, if you come in, it's at your own risk.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't judge me.
Yeah. Well, I think just like visiting, I remember my husband always like him and his family with his dad, they'd go out on their bikes and they would bike from like one family members to the other. They'd like spend the weekend
Mhm.
visiting
Yeah.
people's house. And I do think it was more of a common thing to just go
Mm. Yeah.
visit and turn up at people's houses and stuff. And it was very much like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which I would like to be. I'm someone who needs like at least 1 day warning if you're gonna
Notice.
come to my house because I like to be
Mhm.
able to sort my house
Yeah.
however I like. And
Yeah.
also I'm just like, I don't know, I think I'm a bit rigid in my mind of like, okay, if I'm somewhere coming at this time, I'll be ready to
Oh, yeah,
host
yeah,
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
socialize. Like I need this mental thing to be like ready to
Yeah.
do that, to do
Yeah.
it. But I wanna get better at it actually. Like, me and my husband often say, I would love to if someone messaged and just said, "Oh, are you in? I'm gonna pop by." I would love to not panic. I would love to always
Yeah,
have my
yeah,
house in a state where I'm not gonna panic.
yeah. I mean, I used to be
Yeah,
be like the panicky type,
yeah.
and I think maybe since my surgery
Mhm,
that I was just like, you know what? If you're coming at to my house very last minute, like not giving
mhm.
me a day to be able to
Yeah,
Uber and all of that, you come at your own
yeah,
risk to my
yeah.
house. Like, there is no way that I am gonna be able to do all of that and
Mhm.
quickly because my
Okay,
house,
yeah.
I do not keep up with my house on a daily basis. I do not vacuum every day. I do, which
No, me
to be honest, I
neither.
should,
No.
right?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
cats, I
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be doing that, but I
Yeah.
don't because like I am exhausted every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wake up exhausted just because of
Mhm.
like the
Yeah.
illness in itself.
Mhm.
That I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. You wanna come. I love for you to be here. Just please don't judge me.
Yeah, and I also think just like houses are to be lived in, right? Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to spend if I had get free time to be at my house, I don't want to spend that whole time cleaning my house. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I just want to be able to, like, why have I got a sofa if I can't just sit on it for an hour?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Because
sometimes you think you just want to have those
yeah,
times
I
to
think
live.
it's a little bit different as well from when we were younger, right? Like
Mhm,
it was more normal for women to stay at home with the
mhm.
kids for
Yeah,
years, right?
yeah,
So obviously,
yeah,
like you have more time to do like small tasks here and there every day.
yeah, yeah,
So the houses looked, I would say, like more put together, right?
yeah.
But nowadays, unless you have a cleaner,
Mhm.
if you are working mom and you're a working dad, so like both parents are working, how do like maybe someone let me know your trick. How do you keep up your house like nice, clean, and presentable on a daily basis? Because I can't.
Yeah. I feel like I've got into a newer habit now where I like to try and make the house nice for the weekend. Like
Yeah.
in the week, I'm like, right, in the week, what will be. Like if in the morning we don't have time to sort everything out before I have to get out of the door or whatever, then the
Mhm.
house gets left how it is. And if I get
Yeah.
home that night and I'm tired, I'll
Yeah.
pick up a little bit, but I'm not gonna start fully cleaning it up if
Mhm.
like but I like to, if I can, and it doesn't
Mhm.
always happen, but the last kind of towards the end of the week, I'll try and just make reset everything. Not
Mhm.
definitely not to an extreme standard. I'm sure someone who's a clean freak would not think my house was really clean by by the weekend. I like to be at a point where it just at least looks.
Mhm.
It's getting it to a point where I feel like I can relax in the space because
Yeah.
sometimes in the week when we've been busy doing stuff, there's bits of clutter everywhere, or like I'm literally sat at a table with like all
Oh,
these paintbrushes
you
and
don't wanna see my table
paint
either.
and stuff from crafts. I've got them I'm surrounded by crafts, which isn't particularly relaxing if you want to like sit and relax.
Yeah.
Um, but then also it's like like if I put all that away now, then she'd probably get home tomorrow and ask to paint. So like I may as well leave it on the table so she can carry on a painting tomorrow rather than
Yeah.
put it away and get it back out. So I think
Yeah.
you've just got to pick and choose, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I
And you've got to
agree.
live how you want to live at the
Mm.
end of, if you're comfortable and happy with your
Yeah.
space,
Yeah.
then we shouldn't
Yeah.
really have to change that for anybody
Yeah.
else to
I
come
agree.
around.
I think like we've always like I know if my mom came to my house, she will be like she will have a heart attack, because it's not to the standards of my mom's
Mhm,
generation, right?
mhm.
But I think even nowadays, there is some people that are more like, yeah, whatever, like I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like we're still living like students, like we don't care
Yeah,
about
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
There is some other people that are so like the Instagram type
Oh,
of thing
yeah.
that is just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like, okay, if you judge me, just judge me quietly. Don't tell
Yeah,
me
yeah,
to my face.
yeah, this is the reason I barely post on Instagram anymore is because I don't have anything that looks nice for Instagram to
Yeah.
post, but actually I'm, like, super happy. So it's like,
Yeah.
if
Sometimes like
I
pick and choose, right? Pick and choose.
yeah, yeah, like, I could spend more time sorting out my space to be, that perfect, but if it's not making me any happier, then what am I doing it for? I
No.
feel like this you've gotta figure out what personally matters to you.
Yeah.
And I
And
would
also,
never wanna live in somewhere that's, like, dirty and disgusting,
yeah.
obviously, but I think there's a middle ground between, like, your home can be lived in somewhat.
Mhm. Yeah. You know what? Like, obviously, my whole life I lived in an
Mhm.
apartment, right? And when I moved to the UK, and I got to live in a house, I was like so excited because I've always wanted to have a house and the garden and la la la. And then as the years go by, I start thinking like, I want to go back to live in an apartment, that is big
Mhm.
enough to have all my stuff that I need, but it's easy to keep up with. I
Yeah.
don't have to manage a garden. I don't have to
Mhm.
manage stairs. I don't have
Yeah.
to manage, I don't know, like all of the things that I have to manage now in my
Mhm.
house. But
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just like, oh, I should actually be cleaning the skirting boards, right? And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
so much effort because there is so
Yeah.
many. The house is so big, and I need to like kneel down on the floor to clean them. No, I don't want to.
So, well, this is the thing is I remember when we bought this house, there was so like, we were so I guess you did. It was, I was gonna say naive, but not naive, because we were so excited, and you just like look at we've got a really big garden in our current house, and we've got a
Mhm.
really big drive and everything, and you just like when it's all done and looks perfect, it looks amazing. But that's a lot of space to be like to keep on top
Yeah.
of like weeding in between the
Oh my
concrete
god.
on my drive because my drive fits probably like about 4 cars on it, so that's quite large, and it has,
Mhm.
like, parts where you have all the weeds coming out down the edges and in little,
Mhm.
um there's,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
little bits where it's got it coming through. How often am I gonna do that realistically? Like, how often am I like
Like once a
and then
year,
I've got a
maybe.
big garden, my husband cuts the grass and stuff, I barely even go out
Yeah.
there, and it's lovely, it's a lovely big space, but like, just keeping on top of it is so much. It's, like,
It
so
is.
much to just do all of it. I've
Yeah.
said, like, repeatedly, like, I feel like I just wanna live in one room because I just think then I just maintain that one little
Yeah.
space.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, as I said, like many times when, like Oliver's like, oh, maybe, like we should look at other houses, because this is not our end house.
Mhm.
And I told him, like, why did we buy such a big house if this was not the end house? But anyway, I was like, can we just move to a bungalow? So it's just all in one floor.
Mhm.
And I don't need
Yeah,
to go up.
and then
I
you
don't
can
know,
get a
like,
robot Hoover.
yeah,
I
like
really want
something
one of
like
those Hoovers that go round. Have you got one of these? I really
I've
want
got,
one of those little
I've got
ones.
one. I've got
Are they
one.
good?
They are, but they are really small.
Mm.
So you need to empty it quickly. So I mean, with
Oh,
pets,
yeah. Mm.
some it fills up fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the most annoying part is like you have to move it up and down the stairs if you want to do
Yeah, yeah, this is what
all
I'm
the
yeah,
floors.
yeah,
That's annoying.
yeah.
One of maybe this can be the last one. Okay,
Okay.
unless I find another one that is really good. But the lack of airport security pre 9/11.
Yeah, you just stroll on by, didn't you? You just used to yeah.
The amount of
Yeah.
like I remember traveling to New York to study for like the whole summer and taking a huge suitcase that could be more than 23 kilos back then, a trolley, as a backpack, a bag, right? And then because I bought too many things. I bought another carry-on, and I could bring the 2 carry-ons on board.
No matter what was in it? Yeah, because they didn't
That's
ever
all.
used to have restrictions on liquids and stuff, right?
No,
Yeah.
you could just,
I
like,
guess it used to just
well,
be seen as literally like getting on a train or
yeah,
anything, right?
yeah,
Or
and it was just
yeah.
making sure that you were not bringing a weapon or
Yeah,
anything like
yeah.
that, but that
Yeah.
or, like, explosives or anything
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
but the liquids was not a
Yeah.
thing. Like, there
Yeah,
were
yeah.
so many things that were not a thing, and it was so
Yeah.
much better
Yeah.
traveling like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You didn't have to open your suitcase unless they found something weird on the scan.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Security was much faster.
I often think you've got like you have all that security for planes and stuff, but then I'm trying to think when I went on a cruise whether a cruise had that level of I don't remember going I think there was a security
Hmm.
when I went on a cruise, but I can't remember it being as thorough as the planes, and certainly, like, you can get on a train, you can get
Yeah,
on have you ever
yeah,
been on the train to Paris? I never have, I don't know what the
yeah.
security's like. Is it just like a normal train, or is there more
No, you have security like at the airport.
ah, okay, right.
You need to just
Because I always
pass
think
your
though, I
suitcase
always
and
like,
that.
with just trains, like, I could go and get the train to London tomorrow, like
Yeah,
a busy train, and there's nothing.
no. Yeah, yeah,
Which I
yeah,
always think that's interesting,
exactly.
like, why is there such a vast difference? Because you still I know they're different, obviously, but it's still a lot of people in confined space, so I'm
Yeah.
surprised that they have it for
Actually,
some
that
things
is
and
a
not others.
great question, right? Because,
Yeah.
for example, in Spain, we have different trains, right? You
Mhm.
have the trains that you will take, like the ones that we take to go to London and other places, and then
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have the high speed trains, right? The ones that
Right.
maybe just go from Sevilla to Barcelona, for example.
Right.
When you're gonna get in those ones, you need to pass security. Your suitcase needs to pass security. But if I'm getting into like a slower train or a normal train, like to go from Madrid to the next city next, like the city next door,
Mhm.
I don't have to pass security. To take the trains within
Yeah.
Madrid, I don't have to pass security.
Yeah.
And
I
I
feel
might be
I've al
traveling with the same suitcase that I am going to
yeah.
then go into the other train, you know? It's just
I always like I think I've always had a bit of a fear of like subways or tubes and stuff
Mm.
because to
Yeah,
me they're just like so crazily unregulated. Like especially like subways and stuff though anyone could just go down there. There's no
yeah,
like certain stations that you go in there's like nobody working in there or like I mean this is the village, this is the small town girls coming out in me,
yeah,
but whenever I go to, like, London or anything and I go on the tube or when I was in New York and I go on the subway, it's so scary to me because it's different to stuff that I obviously
yeah.
normally use. Now I didn't grow up using transport
Mm,
like that.
yeah.
And
I
just, like,
mean,
anyone can just come down here and there's just no level of security whatsoever, unless I
well,
guess you're in the busy main stations and stuff for those.
you know, did I mute myself? No. Like when you've mentioned the New York subway, right? it just I just got a vision of that summer when I went to New York. As I said, I had like my
Mhm.
big suitcase, the
Yeah.
other suitcase, the backpack, and everything like that. And the subway station that I had to get down to, it was one of those that to get out, you need to go through these like metal revolving doors
Oh, yeah, yeah.
that not many things pass. So I remember like, how am I gonna do this? I'm just gonna have to put my suitcase in one section of the
Oh,
revolving
yeah.
door,
Mhm.
push it, then get in and start pushing everything. Try like pray for them to be able to go out
Oh,
so then
yeah.
I can then
Yeah.
get out as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a chore. That was a chore. And I was like, and there is no one here. Once
Yeah.
I'm inside of this cage, anything can happen to me because
Yeah,
anyone can
yeah.
come here and just do whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
supervision at all. And it's at night.
Yeah. This is the like, I guess this is like the living in a smaller place and stuff, but in a lot of ways, I just have no I have street sense, probably too much in terms of, like, I'm scared. It's not like I'm oblivious, like, I'm scared of a lot of things,
Yeah.
but I have no, like, I'm not streetwise, you know how just some people who have grown up in these places, just they know what they're doing and they're
Yeah.
like, when I was in New York, I was like, I was having to book me Ubers to get me everywhere because I was like, I don't I've never even I've never booked an Uber in my life or any of those sort of apps. So I was like, I don't know how to book these cars. I don't know how to go anywhere.
And that is now with technology. Can you imagine when there was none? Like if
I
you
know.
went
I
to
was
New
like,
York
give
when
me
I was in New York and there was nothing.
oh my God. Yeah. I remember when I was on the subway in New York, this man was laid on a chair and he was like
Mhm.
singing. And then he started like hysterically laughing like really loudly, like like laughing like the funniest thing he'd ever
Oh, I
heard
thought
had
you were
just
gonna see
happened. But it was
like a
on his
crazy
own. He was just
laugh,
by himself.
and I thought he was gonna come for me and kill me because he was like
And
a
I was just watching him, and he was just sat there, and he was like, I was like, oh. I was like, oh.
Oh, that's scary. That is
So I got
scary.
off at the next stop. I was like, I'm out of here. I'm
Yeah,
out
I'm
of here.
out.
I don't
Oh,
care where
yeah.
I am.
Okay, so I think that's it. There
Wow,
is, like,
that's been a journey. I
many
feel
other
like
more, but
we've covered quite a lot of things.
yeah.
I feel like anybody listening to this, you should message us and let us know if there's anything that we've not mentioned.
Yes.
Maybe we should put a link to our Reddit
Oh,
thread
yeah.
in the comments. So, give
For
us some
people to
karma
just go and comment.
points. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
We're collecting those karma points.
Yes.
Um,
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, it'd be great to hear what other people have to say. I'm trying to think if there's any more that come to mind for me, but my memory's so terrible.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot of the similar ones that we've heard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, make sure you share with us if you think of anything else that the Gen Z wouldn't understand. I might bring up some of this to some of my students and see if they know anything that we've been
Okay.
talking about today, and I'll let you know what the response is. Probably
Okay.
a lot of blank faces, like what is she talking about?
Oh my god, you know what you need to do? You need to record yourself and say like, "Okay, this is it," and record the reactions, so we can just do like the faces like, "Oh, yeah."
Rolling their eyes.
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah.
It's like when I use certain examples and I can see they've just switched off. They're like, "What's she
Yeah.
talking about?" Making references to things that they know that they're not interested in. Um, but yeah, so that was our discussion for today's episode. Thank you for setting up our Reddit thread and not on our new Reddit world. So if you are on Reddit, come and find us on Reddit. Give us some karma points. And I said I'm gonna go make an account on Reddit after this so that I can also join in the Reddit thing. We're gonna have a Reddit karma point race.
Yeah.
So
To see who gets more karma points.
so so support us both on our Reddit threads. And we shall speak to you for the next episode where we are having a guest. So make sure you tune in for the next episode of the podcast and connect with us on social media if you aren't already, and make sure you let us know what you think about what we've discussed today. And we'll see you all very soon.
Bye.
Bye.